Hello. So, today we're gonna continue making the Flappy Bird, and uh, as we see on the obsidian tasks, I think, not I think, we need to make the UI. So, I previously already set up the UI canvas and the button. And for those to work, now we are going to figure out what's going to happen from there. Let me just set these properly, the tasks, so that you can see. I think that's good enough. Yeah. So let's start the Pomodoro and we are good to go for second session. So button. In the button, I think I can change the text to, let's just make a score counter, then we can progress further because it would be easier. So I don't think we need the button. We will need is a UI text. I think mesh probably does what it says. I hope. Score. Name that. N. Focus. We can put it to top left. Just a little. 280. Good round. And to 180 maybe. Looks good. Now let's figure out how to do that actually. For the score, maybe we can watch a tutorial, Brackies, 9 minutes, or we can read this, whatever it is. Yeah, US custom UI interface developed for toolkit for game development. Please interface toolkit for game application object portion game view. Interface explore UI add text. Okay, not mesh. That's something to keep in mind. Text object and an event system to the hierarchy. The canvas is our workplace where all the UI elements reside, and all the UI elements like text we just add. Okay, in canvas all the things are there. That's what it's trying to say. And event system, makes it interactable. Zoom out, we can see the newly created text button, change the color size to make it visible, etc. Position our text game view. Okay, in the game view, according to game view, we can position this. This means top left screen view, and then anchor position. Okay, that's cool. That's nice to know that where we actually put our anchors. Currently, we have in the middle. I would prefer left corner, like this one. And once set in place, anchoring your text is essential for developing different platforms where screen size can vary. Yeah, anchoring in middle is crazy. Why? I think we can anchor it in middle if it's menu. That makes sense. Or menu only. So one place screen size can vary. Okay, you can anchor your text anchor using the anchor preset. Yeah, and canvas. A specific canvas quadrant or position in your place text then. Okay, just with necessary. Select text in perspective of screen's size. It's important to keep in mind the text will stay the same no matter what the size of the screen. This can result in to ensure the scale is perspective of the screen size, you need to make scale mode in inspector scale with the screen size. Yeah. So scripting the score text. So then we try to script how the scores will appear and content within it. Update via code. This example uses to the space shooter where 10 points are added for each defeat. Create a script, handle the UI management and attach it to canvas, and we'll do the script soon. Okay, before I move any forward, I think there are a few things that I think he already does. Let's take a look. If he already has some kind of collision object that detects that, okay, now score, because if that is the case, then we'll be one step behind at the end. Yeah, probably already has something that destroys. So what we can do now is I can add on a prefab, I can add collision that will allow me to hit the score, and then I can tag it with score, and then check for condition maybe. Although a bit skeptical about it now that I think about it. That's way more cleaner. Now, if there is some way we can figure it out, let's try something else. Let me move this window around here somewhere. Yeah. And you go there. Probably this is enough. So Yeah, it looks a bit weird for me as well. But yeah, so let's change the anchor first. I want it to be left anchored. Sure. And according to that, it already got the right position, so it doesn't seem like an issue to me. For the event system, I don't know where to put. We can disable the gizmos in here. It's too much to grasp. If that keeps getting in there. And put it in left. Let's save, and what do? I think, how do I figure out that this thing has scored in some kind of manner? Let's figure that out first. I don't think I have any other words to make myself feel as if I'm doing it on my own. Just a few seconds before we try to figure that out. That why is it for that? So anyways, why is it searching the Brave? We use as it. Not me. We can use the Google over here. So what I want is score board unity. Oh, well, simplest scoreboard would be just the time. How many seconds have you passed? Although it is kind of crazy. I mean, there is no actual scale to determine. I mean, there is, but it's kind of debatable. Also, kind of ambiguous for a player to be like, oh, not died for these seconds. Cool. First 2 seconds of which are just essentially nothing. So what I'm gonna do is try to figure out a way to know if there is score. You know how? That's the logic that I need to know. Why were score tags? How? Okay, how to? Maybe how can I? What I'm thinking is there should be a 2D collider in between those two objects, but then they should be tagged with maybe we can spawn two things. One should be score. Another is that the prefab of whatever the thing, the obstacle, and in order to do that, is it worth it? That's the question. Maybe we can watch a 5-minute tutorial, but I want to know on my own. So we'll try and die, I guess. Before that happens, let's take a look in the UI elements or the prefab. There should be something in the prefab, but it isn't right now. So instead of that, maybe what I can do is actually look into how to make that possible. I mean, there are some ways I have in mind, but the ideas in my mind don't always stand true for many reasons, because those are assumptions, I think. So for how do I detect the score? I can put a collision, initiate a collision. We have everything in place. We have the system in place already for doing that. What's this error? Well, we're gonna ignore that. What's causing it to hide.net holes? There you go. Easy. Now for bird collision. Okay, this one is when the game over happens. But first we need to know the score. So maybe an obstacle spawner, I can initiate another object that just has that collision. So let's make a prefab for that, which will make me being able to spot a collision with score object. Does it make sense? That's what I'm thinking about. But let's try and I don't know, an empty score collider. Score collider. So what it will do is it will have a component 2D box collider, and it's not trigger, it's all the things that there is. I can put it into 0, 0, 0, and maybe, just maybe, size should be a bit more, 2, maybe, yeah, that's good enough, and the moment we get it should be there, I hope. And then we can make it so that it follows the object that it's now I need to initiate an empty that will draw both of them. It sounds kind of silly to do, but that's the best way I can think of solution right now. Over here, yeah. Oh, I forgot to make prefab. In prefabs obstacle, I can make a score collider. Please make a prefab, thank you. And delete the actual prefab. Now I can just go in there, maybe. Yeah. This one is way simpler. I don't know why it is 2 ways as well, but not bad. Yeah, not bad. So score collider looks like this. I don't want to put both of these objects in. Maybe I can put both of them in. Yeah, in a single object I can, but then I don't get the tag when it appears. Let's try to add a tag onto this object, this collider. If there is tag of, let's say, score debug score, it's not an ops. Okay, there are wait, 2 objects. Tag number 2. That's what it is, I think. Yeah, so let's tag it with score. Now, whenever this object spawn, do I need script? I don't think so. I mean, not yet. Not yet. Do I? Let's make it script more behavior. Just core collider. We can just let's just make it score collide. So in score colliders, we can now, whenever it starts, what do you do? Debug.log. Give me the tag. So this dot game object dot tag. And there is, I think, an object that will appear if this work out as intended. Oh, I forgot to make it so that it spawns actually. So instantiate score collider. Why is it there? Okay, it's object scorer. Yeah, a scorer object. Public. Yeah, public game object scorer. Scorer, and then we can have the random offset as the same offset. To vector to portion spawn position, create random offset and spawn position at spawn position, and we can even make this one once only. What's it? quaternion, orientation, quaternion. Nice name. Maybe it's something mathematical. Obviously, right. Yeah. And what this should do is it should spawn the scorer as well. And whenever scorer is spawned, it will let me know what's tag associated with it. If that tag is correct, we'll be good to go. So with the scorer object collider, rather, I need to add component which is where I SO scope collider. So it will just let me know if that's an issue with it. And now we need to go back spawner, and in spawner I need another prefab. That's what score collider. And last safe line. What's that for? I don't think we have used it, but we'll optimize that later. For now, spawn it and let me know if something happens. Unity. It is really slow at compiling. We already lost. Okay, score. It has a score object. That's so cool. There's another score object as well. Yeah. I need to even add the script that is movable. Maybe I can add a movable class which has few scripts rather. That I can use in both of these objects. But it's just stupid. Maybe I can just make it follow each other. Which sounds even complicated. Maybe I can instantiate a child. That would be cool. A child of this object. Right? It should be able to do that. I'm not sure. But let's just change the prefab first. Obstacle. In that obstacle I can I want this. It surely, yeah. So this box collider is a little bigger. 3. Sure. Now we are having good score object. We need to stop the instantiation of obstacle spawner instantiation the second time. If this works, we are so easily gonna be able to do this. Let's play. I should take a look at what's the side, what's on the other side. You know, the console. It is having the tag That's so easy. Okay, just similarly to the collision, we can now add in the object. Does it? Oh, forgot. Does it even destroy the object as well? That's the main thing. Yeah, collision. I need to write tab scene view. Yeah. Yes. Oh, this is perfect. So there we go. I think the system works fine. It's even having the collision. So now I need to change something related to, I think, the bird's script, the bird movement, in which I have few things. Maybe not this one. Bird collision, sure. Yeah. So if there is collider 2D, we can, yeah, there is collider object. There's something colliding. Collider object. Now we can do if collider object dot tag is equals to obstacle, I think. That's so cool. Then we can have the thing right over there. And if it's obstacle, do it. If collider object tag is set to score, just add debug.log scored. Maybe. I hope this works. Hopefully it works. Before that, let's check if all the collision objects are having a blast. I mean, a proper convention. If there is anything missing, maybe. This one looks fine. Overrides as its capital. Sometimes it doesn't work. Just like that. And that's the score object, and now we have two collision objects, both of which are untagged. Can tag them obstacles as well. What I did previously I need to change in obstacle spawner. I was adding the tag after this thing was, the obstacle was spawned. There it is after it's spawned. I give it a tag. There you go. That's your tag, maybe. Now it should work fine, hopefully. I hope it does. Let's take a look. Debug. If the collisions work so good, why? Yeah, it's working with collision. Okay, scored. 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 One more. Maybe collide. Yeah. So that works fine as per our master plan. Now, in order, what should be the next thing? Let me see. Okay, simple UI. So we can add the score. I don't know what this is. I don't know how to solve it. Well, hopefully at the last moment we'll be able to solve it. Now for score, there was something in my mind I forgot. But let me see. Spurt collision. I think, yeah, I needed to remove this thing. Now let's test it again. If everything works out fine, we'll move on to the next best thing, making a simple UI for this thing. The bird. Okay, play. I think the way it works right now looks fine to me. Let's score and then collide. Collision. All of them are collision. Not as planned. Not that good at the game as well. This one maybe I can. No. So maybe we can add collision to maybe I don't decrease the score, and that to increase the score. The score collision to increase the score, collision to decrease the score. That would be quite interesting. Also stupid, but why not? Anyways, a quite addicting game, I say. Over here, now we have the code. So this all works fine. Let's take a look at the tutorial that we were looking previously. What it says about, making the UI perfect. If not colliding now. Let's show who we are. Maybe a little bit more music. No. I have less volume on my headphones. Yeah. So now we are making a script. I think we have already set this part up really well. Yes, the screen, what was the last thing? Like this one we did. Okay, maybe we can customize the text, then we can come back to it. It's not that deep. That it will take years to finish. A bit color will be, I don't know which color. Let's generate a color palette. Color cooler. Yeah, coolers. We can make a random palette, start a generator. This is fine, but I need more colors. Is there a way to make a method? Hi. So nice of them. Hey, Michael Space, palette generator. We wanna. I want to have a purple UI. Purple, because I'm thinking a neon city kind of vibe. You see, that's exactly what I wanted. In fact, I think this palette looks cool. This one. So does. Nah. But this one I like as well. I like the green, the blue, and the purple. And this one's fine, but it's missing something. A secondary color for our UI elements for them to be able to pop out more. Maybe this one even is good, but this one makes the green as main color, which debatable. This one, perfect. But can we actually check it now? Fine, I'll go to Adobe Color Palette Generator as well. As the last resort, create the palette for me, Adobe. Yep. Analogous, no. Triad maybe? Triad should work fine for most of our cases. No. It needs to have blue. Does not matter what. Yeah. This one is so good. Can have split. Yeah. You see, that's what I was looking for. Maybe. Yeah. All of these. Maybe I need a little more yellow. Although, yeah, this one split complementary. Sure, we can download this as JPEG. What's this? Fine. And apart from that, I can maybe complementary. Nah, I need to have blue and purple. No matter what, blue and purple. You see, this one looks quite interesting, but we can flip it. Then something will magically appear. The green is too saturated. So is the yellow. I think we can go a bit this way. Yeah. Green a little saturated. Yeah. I like this one. Blue is too saturated as well. For most of the colors, I don't want them to be super saturated. Just a bit more. Maybe I can. How do we change it? How? Yeah. So now we want to adjust this one maybe. Well, there's literally no difference. There is no difference. Okay. What this says. Okay. It was fine just before. Yeah. I know how it works. It doesn't seem like it's using. The only thing I know is your saturation value. Yeah. So it should change a bit. I don't know. Does it? Should it? Should it? I don't know. It's not enough saturated. Well, okay. On 100 it goes. Okay, I think on 100 it follows the palette strictly. But you can maybe, yeah. Nah, I think this one's fine. It's not oversaturated. There's purple. Again, I'm not sure. This last color though. What its role? What's it doing? I don't know. And it's okay. I hope. I don't need to know everything. Maybe try it can help me out with that little problem. Maybe I can do the same, but with a pink and purple. Kind of good, yeah. And then we lower the value. Okay. I want it to be a bit neon, so maybe a bit higher value. Yeah. A bit more. Bit less. Maybe. The problem is that there's two same shades of green now. Split complementary, give me, yeah, right around there. I don't find yellow too problematic. I think this is the exact color palette I would be looking for, but you know, monkey mind, they say. It does whatever it wants. So now that we have the color palette ready, I can move on to the next best step of actually using the colors. So 88 D601, either this one or that one. I think mostly I would want this one because the sky should be bright, right? So these two would be, and anything else I would use this one with the dark background. So in menu I would use this color, then this one for the, you know, everything up front. So let's go to 47572B. 47572B. 47572B is the color. Okay. 47572B. 47572B. A bit disappointed, but let's take a look in the UI. Also disappointed. Now we can use pink sky, meaning we need to change the background. How do we do that? Who knows? How do we do it? Do I? I do not. Maybe there's something related to scene settings. What else is here? There's nothing here. Why would it have a blue environment? Yeah. You see, we got him. The blue, we got him. We can use the purple now. Right, so purple should be D600AD. D600AD. D 600A and D. D4. You know what? Looks stupid. I changed purple maybe. Let's see what's the purple's code. 6000 D6. 6000 D6. 6000 D6. Hold up. It looks bit good, bit bad. Maybe I can use the darker. Maybe you can use just the bright ones and maybe dark sky for, I don't know, golden hour maybe. So 88D601. Let's try that, and 88D601. 88D601. Well, not quite right, I think. But yeah, if it works, I ain't complaining. Now for camera environment, let's go back and change the color for 572B40. 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 Not bad. Fine. Looks good. Absolutely. I think this is a nice match. Balance as well. Now I can go back, thankfully. After this is over, maybe add color gradient. We barely found one color. Add color gradient, sure. I mean, color gradient does look, so much clean. Just like the entire stream is. Most of them are color gradients, so, I think we have reached the time limit. So let's take a little break, a hydration break, as I like to call it, of 10 minutes, and I'll be back after a little dehydration. You see what I did there? Dehydration. If you know, you know. Also, if you are listening, leave some comment. Let me know what you think, what you're doing, while listening to me struggle, rant, anything. Say hi in the chat.
from Brazil.
Hello. So I'm back. Let's restart the Pomodoro for third session today. I think it's this third session, right? I hope it's third, because I'm gonna change it to 3 for the third session. Let's get back into Unity and what we were doing up until right now is getting this text ready, rather color palette of them with this palette, and we're doing so good so far. And returning back to Unity now, what we should do next is follow the tutorial, I think, in order to learn how I can change the text according to collision. Then we can increment or decrement the score as well. So here's the actual thing. To change the size of text to make it visible if necessary. Okay, we've done that. Create a script to handle UI management and attach it to Canvas. Will be using the script soon. So create a script and then UI manager and create a script to handle UI management and attach it to the Canvas. Okay. Create a global variable to store the score. My score variable is located in my player script because the score is added to the player. Sure. And add the method to add points to the score. Okay, add score, that's the method to add the point. Okay, it takes in points as well. This must be in the same script where your variable is located. You can directly use them. Use an int, to add a score. The example below uses the parameter variable so that it can be tricked from the enemy script to assign different points. Yeah, that's really cool. Maybe use the script communication to access the add score method from respective script. In my case, I access this method from enemy. So because the score needs to be updated every time an enemy is defeated, the value in the parentheses will point from some previous variable. Okay, it takes the object of player and then adds some value to it. Using add score, I access the method in enemy script because but we can add it in because we are mainly concerned with maybe on destroy. I can do the same kind of logic because it makes so much sense. I don't know why I would need to add it in the Yeah, just like this one over here. Whenever object is destroyed, but it doesn't make sense. On collision, it does make sense for the pipes. For his scenario, he's doing what he should be doing. For me though, I need to do library to you, or so that you can access the manipulator and the text code. That's gonna happen anyways. So in UI manager, then you can handle to reference the text objects here that's failed. Yeah, to access from the inspector direct text object in the hierarchy of newly created reference, and since you since you previously made UI library accessible, you can create text types. Okay, that's yeah, and then the start set the okay. In starting, we can set it to 0, then update score maybe. Okay, that makes somewhat sense. Somewhat sense. Doesn't make sense. The first thing, we make a script to manage UI. So let's do that. Scripts, add a mono behavior script to manage UI manager. I can drag it onto canvas. Let's just change it to score. Just, I don't know, it was bothering me. Then the UI manager. UI manager now should have reference for using Unity engine.ui. It's so smart, you know. And then we can have private text scoreboard, and at the scoreboard dot maybe there's something dot related dot text, yeah, equals 0. Yeah, I am string 0. Boom. Now we get back into Unity Add a reference. On UI. Add a reference. Let's see if I add reference wrong. Oh, it gets serialized field. That's what it's for. File manager. And Unity. And it is serializable. Can I? I cannot do that. Why? Maybe there is nothing. It's not text, is it? It is not text object, I think. It's text mesh pro. Bro, why is it? There is no text. There is no text mesh pro either. How do? This is annoying. Access settings. Maybe if there is something in there. There's nothing. Can take a look. What is it supposed to be? Is it? It's definitely capital. Yeah. Is it text mesh pro? Bro. I think it's updated to 6 and it only supports the mesh pro version or whatever. And it doesn't support that either. Maybe. Yeah, let's take a look how to use the text mesh pro. Max mesh. And preferably the same as a normal object. Okay, using TMP Pro. Oh, makes sense. We did add something using TM Pro. And then TM Pro. No. Hopefully it works. I did 3. And declare. Okay, then you need to text mesh pro u GUI. Text mesh pro u. And we have it. And hopefully it works now. As The good person on Reddit described. It does work. Cool. Now let's see if the script works as intended. It does work as intended. Now we can make a script on add score. Yeah. In the UI manager to be able to be called after public void change update score update score to score text dot. Now then we have the string new score. Then we update it to new score. Now the bird collision object, let's import the private UI manager. Then we can have a scoreboard as well, score as well. Private, I think integer score, because it's way better to show integer than the on collision with the obstacle. We can have score minus or equal to 0. Further, let me check and score greater than 0. Only if it's greater than 0, then we, before that, let's make the score to be 0 at the start for script. Now also make UI manager, new UI manager, and decrement on touching the obstacle. We can UI manager dot update score to maybe I can just have an integer and change it over here. Int cannot convert. I don't know how. Let's take a look. Into string unity. Okay, to string. That's a method. And there we go. Then we can do the same kind of thing, but just increment it. Also, I need a kinematic rigid body, which is another issue, but if it works, we'll do it later maybe. And let's see if it passes the test. Nope. No. Wait. I think we did something wrong according to the tutorial. So yeah, serialize, we did that, we did this, we did. I did not see where it went wrong. Maybe new UI manager isn't the way. Yeah, we can maybe reference the object of the UI manager. That should be a play in board collision instead of making new UI manager. Reference the one that's already in this one. I think. Bird. Make it serialize field back, and I think now it should be, because then they are referencing the same object. It was the issue, I think, before then. Right now, let's document that. No, it doesn't work. Maybe there is something in the console reference and my behavior is missing. And where is it missing? What script was here? Do I know that? I think follow player was here. I just remove. I just do that and save, and hopefully it works. It has been done. Let's see. That's an issue. Doesn't seem like there is any issue. There is no issue. There is nothing to worry about. Crazy, if you ask me. Now, as per the UI, why is it behind? Oh, I don't know, maybe the skill spawner should be some other layer. 0 layer. It's water, maybe. Hey, if it works, don't fix it, you know. If it works, we don't have a problem with it working fine. Okay. Does not increment, nor does it increment. So, UI manager, maybe that is some issue. Let's just debug. And if we need 2 string right now, let's see. There are 2 errors, but warnings. UI manager, we have no problem. So at any point, if it tries, the bird tries to change, okay, the value isn't being updated. That's the issue. So ESC debugging. That's how it works, if you're wondering. I mean, that's why the print was the most stupid and most efficient. At the start, it sets to 0 if plus or equals 0. Should minus or equals to 1. Silly mistakes. But we are on the way. There is punishment, there is some gain as well. This for 1, 2, minus 1. I was worried about this issue as well. That, it would eventually, if it, midway goes there and it got 2. You see, that's the issue. Somehow it got 2. I don't know how. Literally how. It doesn't increment now. Does it? Okay. Oh. So whenever we touch it, it goes away. Need to be careful. Let's see how max I can go. Boom. 5, 6. I think it works fine, according to me. I don't know, although, why it's behind. Okay, it did decrement, I think. Again. So, need to be really careful. I don't know why I'm playing Flappy Birds. I think we would have crossed more only if we didn't touch it. Yeah. Ellie got 17, 20. We'll stop at 20. And there it is. We have 20 score. Now before, I need to make few changes here and there. Let's make it so that it looks similar to all of them, so it doesn't look randomly, score appears there. The word, and I think that's good enough for score. Now there is, I need to play Flappy Bird, I think, to figure out how it works. Bird, maybe. That is game. Let's try to figure out what it does and what it doesn't, because we have actually played most of it on our own, copy or instance, whatever you want to call it. But as per the flap is concerned, I don't think it's gonna appear anytime soon, because if it does, my stream might crash even if it's too heavy. Yeah, I think so too. That would happen. Yeah, maybe. If this one loads fine, maybe. Just for a few seconds, there might be some issue. Yeah. Or not. There might be, might not be. Depends. Start, okay, tab, I know. Okay, okay, it doesn't have the kinematics on these ones. Okay. Also, it's way, the gravity is, wow, crazy. I like it. It's not that bad, okay. Is there a collision? I think it works exactly the way. It doesn't have the box on top. Yeah, it doesn't have. But let's one more. Okay, if it does where it collides, doesn't matter. Like wherever it collides, it just drops right there. I think that gravity is doing that work. I think gravity is doing most of it works. There's a collision object in the bottom, and mostly it's easy. There are a few things I think we need to change. The overall feel of the game. Mine feels way more floaty than this one. The bird is actually way heavier than mine. So let's change that on the rigid body, maybe. I can change the 5. It just goes down instantly. Nope, not the 5. Sure. Maybe I can change it to figure out which value suits the best. Not the 5 for sure. 4. 2, maybe. Nope. I think 1 weight is very good. Maybe 3, maybe. Yeah, kind of feels like it. I think it feels great. Maybe I can change it to 4. But it's way more. Maybe I can 15. I don't know if this is gonna work. Does it look good? I think this one way better. Although my mouse is not gonna be happy for this. Then I can make the distance even smaller. Look at this. Yeah. Look at that. So we got overall feel right, I think. Now the main concern is whenever it collides with an object, it should change some variable. That variable will then be seen, and if at some point if that variable changes, screen features has an issue, I know, but if that variable changes, I can maybe add a boolean to take a look if at any point this thing happens, is collided. We can set it to true, yeah. And maybe over here, then private 2 is collided by default. False, but if it is at a collision, then we don't need this one. Now, in obstacle movements, I can add a reference to player Uh, and what it will do is I think the way doing the private variable is way better because I can see which variables are accessible rather than I can look at each and every one of them and then maybe think to myself, okay, this might be something that I want, but not really. You know what I mean? No, neither do I. So make it private, and then I can serialize it. Uh, Where is it? Serialized field. Yeah. Although there are few design changes in my code that are really necessary, but this one looks great to me. So then I can serialize field, make it private. I can make all of them private. Okay. Over here and Control Alt, private. Yeah, I can serialize field except over here. Then I can also make private and serialize field. I think this one is unnecessary because it has zero reference. That's why. Let's clear up some code before moving forward. On trigger 2D. Okay, it's some collisions. It doesn't matter. What is this? What is that? Is collided. So if at any point it gets the collision, it should be true. But the obstacles should check whether or not your player no, there. Now the obstacle should check I think we're referencing it one more time. So I will do it if player dot word collision, right? Object word collision, not the player. We don't need a game object player, we need bird collision player. Why not bird collision as well? So if it's bird collision, we can check whether or not bird collision or yeah, I need to make a method private. What should it return? It should return boolean. And then going to bird movement dot get is do not have it. Maybe it's private public, and then if it is collided, only if it's not collided. Now the important part is adding the player reference, the bird reference to this script, which there is should be prefab obstacles, and there is a bird collision. Oh no, is there? What do you mean type mismatch? What is a type mismatch? That's how the bird collision. Maybe then I can get a game object and then whenever it starts, get the private bird collision equals, I don't know, player dot component bird collision, and hope it works as intended. Fingers crossed, mind steady, and we should get mismatch. Why is the type mismatch? This is so annoying. But I think it is time for break. And I'll be back after dehydrating slash also hydrating. Okay. And this will be our fourth session. The next one. This is the third one. And hopefully today we'll have maximum of our game completed by the end of fourth or fifth session. I don't know how long I'm gonna stream. So see you in a few seconds. Hello, 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 hello. Okay, I am back and we'll start soon. Also, so what is remaining actually? Uh, I think we can make the pause game first. Yeah, I think the task list apparently is perfect. I'll be back in a few seconds, just testing the sound for a bit, and then I'll be back. So bear with me for a few seconds. Hello, 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 So it should sound a little bit better right now than whatever it was previously. And for now, let's get back into streaming. Also, the clicking sounds you see, those are removed. And just one more second before I share my screen. So let's get back into it. So far we have gotten the score, we have gotten the simple UI element working with program. Now we are pausing the game. Whenever the value is collided, goes to, but the game object is not same as we want for some reason, apparently. So I don't know what to do now. Maybe there is already a solution to that simple problem. And it goes something like this. Type message error in Unity. Yeah, there's already type mismatch for apps. This one. How do I assign? Yeah, prefab in Unity, how do I assign? Yeah, I kind of. For sure, there's a way. In short answer, workaround. But what would be the purpose of this use case? As soon as the scene gets unloaded, the next time you open the scene, okay, so it says that it doesn't let you assign the object because it's just temporary, and when it closes, it gotta be reassigned. And I know, of course, where you want to go with this, but to do this, okay, so let's just call it spawn or respawning the enemies. Yeah, so is the scene object a nearby reference or other object? So enemy spawner is a scene object, and thereby very well can have a reference to your other scene objects, such as a player, right? So that every time we associate, you can simply pass along the reference on enemy instance find, because I would discourage from things like find, because it is thing which easily break. Yeah. Because hard to maintain with above average enemy spawner. Yeah. Should add dependency. I think our enemy spawner already has a reference. So obstacle spawner, which has reference, I think. Yeah. Not the player. I don't have. Yeah. So let's have a serialized field of private game object layer. It says private. Remember the penguins of Madagascar. That's what I remember from pirate game object. G capital. Now, when I get that game object, I should assign it over here. How? Question. Because before the instantiation should be game object instance equals spawned instance. Spawn instance should be equals to object. Now I can spawn instance dot get component. For word solution now should have the component obstacle movement dot word. What's the variable that I assign the obstacle movement? There should be a layer dot I can make a sign of assign player what method public void assign player and player equals the pass game object. There's a sign. Sign work fine, I think, but this there is no dot sign player. Player. Now we hope that it assigns just like we hope. Just as I imagined, rather. Well, something seems to be not working as intended. What is happening? So what is happening here is whenever it gets collided, this is not the script. So we need a player to detect if there is bird collision. Now that we have this component, maybe I just take a look at what is, if it is even working as it signed or name. If this part works fine, I go wrong around here. Am I right or am I right?